A few weeks ago, Bubble finally released streaming support for AI, such as Anthropic or OpenAI, meaning that your user sees the response come back word by word or chunk by chunk rather than having to wait for the full response and then getting the whole lot in one go. Now, I've done a video talking about how to do that with OpenAI and how to put it into a chat-like interface and how to save the response. But with Claude 4 having just been released, I'm going to be giving a demo on Claude 4, and I've not actually tested it yet. So this will be live. This will be me debugging any mistakes, anything that I come up against, and we'll be streaming content from Claude 4 into a Bubble app. And we'll be using an app that a page that I just created in a previous demo. And so we'll be taking the API connector that I set up in that video and updating it for this, but I think you'll be able to follow along. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead into the API connector and I'm going to change a couple of things. One is we need to be telling Claude that we want to stream our response. So it's stream as a Boolean. Boolean just means it is a true or false value. So I'm going to go ahead in here, and this is just standard JSON syntax. So we add in our key name, and then make sure, because it's Boolean, it just wants it written out, unlike a normal string, like the model name here, which you put in speech marks. So this is now true. I also have to tell Bubble to expect the response as stream. There we go. I didn't think I could see it for a moment. And I'm now going to initialize the call, and hopefully it's going to work. So notice, first of all, that this is significantly different to what you get when you're just getting a regular API call back. And I'm basing this on the documentation that I've looked at. We want this bit here. So we say push to text stream. Basically, I'm looking for the word delta. Now, this is really the fringe of my no code. Delta has obviously got something to do with streaming because it's the kind of the label that is common between Anthropic and OpenAI. And so I'm just finding the bit that I want to save. And so this is the response here. And then the response name, text field, I think that is all good. Okay, so now if I go onto the page, I want to show the response that I've just identified in the API call. And to do that, I actually have to, I can't save a stream straight to database. Like I say, I've got a different video covering that. And if you want access to all of our videos and our AI assistant trains on all our videos, then do become a member. I need to access that rather than saving it straight to the database. I believe that is probably to do with optimizing workload units. You know, imagine how many saves it would take place to save every character, every word that came back. So how should we do that? Basically, the way that I found is we're going to add in a group, and this group is just going to be used as like a container for text string. And then this is going to refer, so if I rename this, actually, I'll call this text stream here. Now, this is going to not refer to the custom state that I created in the previous video. It's going to refer to text stream. Here's text stream. And then what I need to do here is, it's not a custom state anymore. It is display data. And like I said, I think this is because it is, that, and then text stream. Text so far. It's not text so far. There we go. So that's the text stream. Text stream contains full text and text so far. So we actually want to put the text stream in there. And then here, we probably want to say text so far. Yeah, right. Let's go ahead into our demo. And I'm going to ask it to write something slightly longer so that I can actually see that the text is streaming in. So I'll say, write a sonnet about bubble.io. Here it comes streaming in. Now, the reason that it's not fully shown up is because I'm using a fixed layout here. So if I, oh, no, I'm not. My page, my page is a fixed layout. So if I just say everything is a column, put this down at the bottom. And now this is going to adjust to the right height. So this is a kind of warning. I've got it fixed just so it's nice and quick. But if you are designing an app for users, then you need to really be using rows and columns, because otherwise you get into all sorts of responsive issues. So let's try that again. Write a sonnet about bubble.io and no code. And here it comes. Here comes our sonnet. Cool. Great. So I've learned something there, which is that to use Claude is very similar to using OpenAI. I have seen on the forums that some AI APIs don't work with Stream. Really hoping that Bubble adds support for that. Also hoping that Bubble will add support for audio and video streaming. I think that's probably some way off, considering how long it took for them to add in text streaming. But if you've got any questions, please leave a comment down below.